Hello and welcome to this YMCA stream. If you are joining us, welcome. If you are catching up and watching this later, do not worry, you can pause it as many times as you want. I'm joined by actually a regional panel from across Europe today as we are celebrating STEAM Day and looking at what YMCAs are doing, especially on the T in STEAM, which stands for technology, and what we are doing with one of our key donors, and that is HP, who have also joined us. So we're very grateful for them. We're also grateful to you for joining us and taking an hour out of your day. So there's still time to grab a coffee or, I don't know, finish that email that you want to do. But we're going to be here roughly for the next hour, and we're going to spin and shoot across Europe as we find out different methodologies and different key work that we're doing. Also, we'd love to hear from you. It's raining here where I am, but we'd love to hear from you and where you are at this moment. So please head over to the comments where Andy and Sam from YMCA Europe, our team, are in the comments waiting for you. They want to hear what you're doing today, what the weather's like, and where you're from. So say hi. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them there. Our team will try and answer them. If not, I'll cycle back round later and try and answer them at the end. I'm hoping we can stay on time. So let's steam through this and get some information on what is actually happening. But before we start, I'm going to hand over to our Secretary General, Juan Simones, who's going to join us and just open the event officially and give you some nice words. Juan, welcome, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Adrian. Adi, this is wonderful. Thank you for your assistance and everyone for joining us. You know, in these days in which we face challenges in Europe and across the world, it's a privilege to be connected with such a diverse group of persons that want to inspire each other and take one step forward. And it's not by coincidence that we know as YMCA movement how important it is to network, to be together in events like today, the STEAM Day. We focus today on T, which stands for technology, and also it's not by surprise that there are over 14 YMCAs that deliver initiatives, projects that have to do with digital initiatives or actions across Europe. And we want to especially thank our partners and HP as a highlight. We really are blessed and privileged to have this network with you and this partnership with you as HP. The YMCA as a movement, we know, in these days and overall history, has always created spaces for network and communications, and this is leading us directly to provide equity and opportunities and spaces for interaction of everyone. So this has been our role, and now more than ever, as we deliver our Vision 2030 strategy, it's more relevant than ever when we talk about community well-being, when we talk about just world, a sustainable planet, and meaningful work. So dear friends, without any more comments, thank you again, welcome, and thank you to the team, the comms team, for putting this together. Over to you, Adi.
Thanks, Juan. And great words there from Juan. And just to echo him, today we're going to take a short stop in some of those 14 national YMCAs that are delivering technology projects. And first, we're going to head over to Serbia, where we are joined by Natasha, who's going to introduce herself and kind of go into a little bit of, they have some HP hubs or tech hubs or community hubs, whatever the wording is, and she's going to share with us a little bit of what kind of activities take place in these hubs. So Natasha, welcome, over to you. Introduce yourself, and please let's get this engine going.
So hello from Serbia, everyone. I'm Natasha, and first of all, I want to thank YMCA Europe for this opportunity to share different ways to tackle digital equity and the STEAM world overall. It's important to come together in various ways and learn from each other's best practices, and maybe even from the mistakes we've made along the way. When it comes to YMCA Serbia's digital community hubs, all of the ongoing activities are driven by the needs of our community. Most of these activities are primarily focused on children, since there is a significant gap, but also a strong public interest in digital education for children aged 7 to 12 years here in Serbia. And apart from that, our hubs offer various activities for young people, including HP Life program courses. I think my colleagues will uh, provide more information on this part. We also host journalism workshops in partnership with local media, CV writing workshop, and have plans to further engage young people, but also senior population in the near future. It's great to have this opportunity and to hear and learn from all of you as well. So I'm looking forward. Um, I can maybe talk about engaging children in hubs, since this is kind of our specialty in YMCA Serbia. We didn't want to offer just another boring class to the children who come from schools to our YMCA. So we were on the lookout for an educational, fun, interactive tools. And this was a journey on its own, but I believe we made a good and valid selection of tools we are providing. In March, we started using Google platforms, especially Interland, which teaches key lessons of internet safety through 4 fun, challenging tasks for children. It helps kids stay safe and confident in the online world, teaching them to communicate responsibly, avoid fake informations. It secures their personal information, prevents cyberbullying, and then they know where to seek help when they come across something questionable online. At the end of the workshops, all the children receive their Google certificates of program completion. Educators teaching online safety can download lesson plans. We are also using these tools provided by this platform. And these lessons are in alignment with national education technology standards. So that's a great aspect of this platform. Recently, we have came across a nonprofit called Code.org and their campaign Hour of Code. They are supported by big names such as Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook engineers, Twitter creators, also Amazon, Microsoft. So I believe that after us, also YMCA Albania started with the Hour of Code, which proves that it's a great platform, and it's really good for building foundational computer science skills, understanding a world changed by AI, and so on. We managed to engage around 500 kids for the past few months in our small community, so it was a really good success. They are learning basic coding with the help of our team working at the hubs. For most of these children, it's their first time engaging in something educational and valuable on the computer. So, due to fun aspect of these coding games, most of the children are even coming back in our hubs. Interesting is that most of the children engaged are actually girls. So I think coding will have some great future in girls community. Also, I'd like to mention that we have integrated hub activities in our annual summer camps for children. They engage in National Geographic certified quizzes on environmental topics. So we highly recommend this to those of you who are doing some eco stuff at their YMCAs or even at home. And I think there is also big potential in that. I also want to mention an interesting fact I came across that in 6 different studies, there is shown that children who study computer science perform better in other subjects, they excel at problem solving, are 17% more likely to attend college, and but only half of the high school offer computer science, and that's why it's really good that we as a YMCA are filling this gap and doing meaningful work related to this problem. Thank you, and if you have any other questions, feel free to ask, and happy STEAM Day.
Thanks, Natasha. Natasha there, the NGS of YMCA Serbia, and doing some great work, as you can hear. So check out them on social media, check out their website. Really, really fantastic work going on there with children, elders, and a real menu. We're going to stay on this side of Europe, and we're going to shoot up to Moldova. We'll return to the hubs very soon, but I'd like to invite my friend Dima to come and share a little bit about what they're doing in Moldova, which is not a hub, but it's more about access for people using devices and mass distribution. So, Dima, welcome. Please introduce yourself and share a little bit about what's going on in Moldova this year.
Thank you very much. My name is Dima. I'm the executive president of YMCA Moldova. I am very thankful to the cooperation with the HP because of this cooperation, or thanks to this cooperation, we are implementing, I assume to say, the biggest project implemented by an NGO ever in Moldova, because the total budget of this project is more than 5,400,000 euro. This project supposed that we has the laptops, the new computers and laptops that was distributed considering the refugee crisis in Moldova, and our task was to distribute these computers to the institutions that are serving or doing activities with the Ukrainian refugees. So in this way, in this project, we reached the total number of more than 320 institutions. Our task was to go directly to that communities that are more in need of this equipment. So we choose to go to local communities, we choose to go to rural areas, we choose to provide this support for the marginalized communities of Ukrainian refugees, or the communities where are the Ukrainian refugees serving or doing activities or involved in the schools. So most of them were, of course, the schools, because many people coming from Ukraine were doing their studies in Moldovan schools, or also they have the chance to do the online courses or the online studies that they have in Ukraine, to do this online in our schools. And the total number of the Ukrainian refugees that we covered are more than 4,000 Ukrainian refugees, children and adults. Also, the overall number of this project, of beneficiaries of this project, are more than 230,000 of beneficiaries, and I assume to say that the impact of this project is felt very strong in every corner of the country. We received back a lot of positive emotions and feedback from the representatives of these communities. From yesterday, I received at least 3 messages from the Ukrainian refugees from the southern part of the country, from Kirsova, and I am very proud to say that we are implementing so needed and so relevant project in our country. It's important to say also that this project is also growing the importance of the NGOs activities in our country, and I'm very thankful to the YMCA Europe and also to HP for these great opportunities. These hubs, because we established more than 320 digital educational hubs in our country, offer the possibility not only to study, but also to discover different digital tools and platforms in order to develop professionally and personally, to maintain the contact and to communicate with the friends, with the family in Ukraine. And for us, it's very important that what we have done together in a big international team with our friends from HP, our friends from World YMCA, from YMCA Europe, first of all. I'm very thankful for Marius, who I don't know how he slept when we implemented this project. And also Juan and Marcus, it was a very great job. We are proud to do that. We need to say that we are very, very close to finish this project because we have 2 more institutions that will receive their donation, and we close and start to put all the process to report this project. So thank you very much, and happy STEAM Day to everybody, and continue to do the good things that you are doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Dima, for sharing some of the really impressive work that is taking place in Moldova, not just around digital inclusion, but also in response to the ongoing crisis in Ukraine. And you can read more about the YMCA's response on our website, and I'm sure Andy and Sam are going to post some links in the chat. Also, thank you for the questions. We see them in the chat. I'm not going to come to them now, but if you are tuning in from Asia, welcome. This is a Europe thing, but you are more than welcome. And I'm sure Kathleen will be able to talk a little bit at the end about the global HP partnership and what's next for that. But let's stay on this side of Europe and shoot straight down and head to North Macedonia. And let's bring Victor in. And Victor's going to talk specifically about kind of their methodology and their approach to working with schools and bringing young people in and what the young people are responding to. So Victor, welcome. Please introduce yourself and dive straight in with the fantastic work that's happening in North Macedonia.
Hello everyone from Bitola, from Macedonia. We are glad that we are part of this great company with the digital hubs in the Western Balkans. Before beginning of the project, we didn't have plans, and we were not aware to what extent this whole project will grow. We were for sure for the need on grassroots level. But when we start to roll the program, we were learning on the way along with our participants. The approach that we started and we took was to build more partnerships with the schools, with the primary and with the high schools, and we are still working with it. We covered most of the schools in the city, and we are receiving a great feedback. Basically the teachers keep stimulating youth to come, and the youth are coming not just not coming in the time for when they have classes, let's say to miss the classes, but they come to periods also when they want in their free time. So meaning they like the things. One other aspect to share is that over the way of implementation, we have discovered new needs because more schools start popping up, especially from the suburbs. And we have talks with many of them, and we see the big needs. They feel a bit neglected. Everything is happening in the city, but not just for the youth, but also for the staff in the schools. So we are starting to thinking and planning how to reach to expand the project and to have a mobile digital hub and to be able to cover and to support their needs, because they are definitely digitally excluded as a schools, as a school staff, and as a youth in these regions. So that's basically about the approach with the schools. For this year, we started with youth as a target. We are open to the other youth, to the other groups, but we are primarily focused on the youth. One thing that I can share maybe in terms of types of the classes, like we don't ask everyone to have to finish all the classes, but so this is on a free will. But the most popular at this moment among the youth, we work with a bit older group than in Serbia that we mentioned. So it's a primary from 8th and 9th grade. So it's from 13 and on to 18. So like they're entering in the years of entering in the labor market slowly, or university. So the business email, business communication, social media marketing, and starting small businesses selected as a top attended classes in the previous period from all the youth that we have attended. Now we are really excited to unpack and unroll the new package that we see. It's still new. We are exploring. We want to see what opportunities it offers for our youth. So that's from my side. I'm open for some questions if you have.
Thanks, Victor. And some wonderful work going on down in Bitola, out of the, how to say, the youth centre for the city. That's where the YMCA is operating out. And we'll go to Kosovo, where we hear more about how important these hubs are and how kind of the placement of them is also realistically how they're going to operate or the success of them. So, and just to make it clear that we have hubs everywhere, across Europe, as you're hearing, and some of the themes are the same, but I've asked our speakers just to focus on certain aspects. So what you heard from Natasha is also happening down in Bitola, but with different ages. What you're hearing from Victor is also happening in Serbia, Kosovo. But we just wanted to not keep repeating ourselves, and for you guys to get I'm sorry, I'm just reading some comments, to get a great flavor and taste of what's going on. We're just going to also have a shout out in a second to Finland. Welcome, people from Finland watching. Germany, welcome. Moldova, thank you for your comments. We've got some comments saying great initiative and awesome work. Again, comments saying big impact on youth development. You're absolutely right. Keep those comments coming in. We're loving to have people from Hong Kong with us and Slovakia. So thank you for joining us today. Even though we got the dates wrong here, which is the October the 8th, just checking who's alive and who's online and who's awake. Let's shoot from North Macedonia straight up to Kosovo, just a short bus ride away. And I'm going to introduce Uli to come in and talk a little bit about the certain methodologies that they use in Kosovo and kind of what are the benefits of having these hubs integrated into youth centres. So all welcome, please introduce yourself and take us on a little bit of a journey with the Kosovo Y.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ule. I'm the youth director in YMCA in Kosovo. And first of all, I just want to say that it is a pleasure to be here and happy STEAM Day to everyone. I wanted first to share that YMCA in Kosovo has opened 2 new labs this year in 2 of the big cities of Kosovo, which they are going and they are doing very well. And regarding to the methodology that we implement in Kosovo, or the methodology that we have in Kosovo, our methodology has been mainly focused in offering some specific courses that are linked already to our programs that we have in our youth centers. For example, one of our programs is called Leadership. Therefore, we choose the HP Effective Leadership program so young people can deepen that knowledge that they already have from the leadership program in Kosovo. So it has been already somehow very good for young people because they already had a little bit of knowledge. So thanks to the HP Life Course program, they got the chance to expand that knowledge more on effective leadership. What is important to mention is that our HP labs, or our labs, are also are open also during the morning where young people can join, but also during the evening when they finish the school. So they can have access all throughout the day. Once they finish the school, they can join our YMCA hubs where they can they can complete different courses. Another important thing that I would like to mention is that we also encourage and motivate young people to, once they finish, for example, an HP course, to sign up for another course if they are interested on the certain topic that they are more interested or more passionate about. When we say we, is the staff of the YMCA who's there for them and who advise them on, for example, which course it fits better with their interest. Another thing that I would like to mention when it comes to methodology methodology is that we work also, we started working a little bit with schools and with teachers, where they started bringing students in labs in the youth centers, where they did many different courses. And I'm happy to say that thanks to our existing programs, which have 800 young people that come on our weekly basis, thanks to these programs, we already had somehow the young people who were also interested to also continue not only in youth YMCA programs, but also in the HP programs. Regarding the benefits of having labs and in the youth centers, it is very beneficial because it's already an existing system where the staff is there to support the young people in case they need help. Also, it's important to mention that young people are familiar with the space, in this case with the youth center, so in the same time they become familiar also with the lab, which is part of the youth center. Youth centers, as we know, they are built youth friendly. Somehow it's a safe space for young people to be also in the lab, but in the same time at the youth center. I don't want to add anything else. As I mentioned earlier, happy STEAM Day, and it was a pleasure to be here.
Thanks, Ul. And really important there to hear about how we are also giving devices and outreaching to schools, but how also integrating hubs into an already existing environment takes away a little bit of that anxiety and operational worries of learning. And I hope that is something that if you're watching and thinking, how do we get into technology? How do we get into programming? How do we get into this kind of stuff? It's important to already start where you are and just make some space. So these guys have been on this journey for the last year or two. And as Natasha said at the beginning, there has been learning and getting things right as we go. But if you're sat there today wondering, I'd love to do some courses, or when are they going to expand to us? There's a whole host of opportunities already on ymcaeurope.com, and Andy and Sam will be posting the link in the chat to make sure that you guys can go and see what courses have already been curated, already been found, and already been put into partnership for you, that you can just jump on straight away. Thanks for that. It was great to hear from Kosovo. We're going to shoot across again on the bus. We're not going too far to Albania in a second, but just a quick shout out to those watching live. Thank you to the people in Ireland. Thank you to the people in Belgium, Romania, Albania, and Georgia. So we're really across the continent today. Great to have you with us. And if you're watching this on repeat and not here live with us, don't feel all the fun has gone. Feel free to write a comment and we'll catch up later. But please share where you're from and what your expectations are. Thank you. Somebody from South Sudan, can you imagine? South Sudan is saying Happy STEAM Day. Happy STEAM Day, South Sudan, to you as well. Wonderful that you can join us. Also, Portugal, we see you as well. Do not worry, my comments are on fire. We're going to go on the bus from Kosovo to Albania. It's only about 3.5 hours. And I'm going to bring in my dear friend Egla, and she's going to share with us a little bit about how they have had same approach as Kosovo, but putting, instead of into youth centers, putting hubs into community centers. And then she's going to expand a little bit on what Victor was talking about, which was also the outreach, but how in Albania they have gone into rural communities. So Egla, welcome, happy STEAM Day. Please introduce yourself and share with us a little bit of the news about what has been going on in Albania this year. We're all very excited.
Hello, everybody. It's very nice to be here today and celebrating the STEAM Day to everybody. As you mentioned, we have established 2 digital hubs in Albania, and both of them are within community centers or other public institutions, such as a library. One is in Tirana, which is the capital of country, and the other one is in Berat, is one of the oldest cities in Albania and under the UNESCO protection for cultural heritage. In both spaces that we're using are very frequented from all community members: children, young people, women, vulnerable target groups, old people, professionals. So everybody has the opportunity to come and to see what we are offering and what are their needs in order for them to get involved in our programs. Despite the HP online courses that our digital mentor are offering to these target groups, they are offering, based on their needs, different other programs like 3D and typing, web design, graphic design, math labs, social media, technical drawing, so many other programs, in order for all of our beneficiaries to feel like home and to fulfill their needs. They have established different groups based on the ages and based on their own interests. So saying this, in our digital hub in community center in Tirana, beneficiaries of these centers are people from different target groups, mostly from vulnerable target groups. One of that I'm really happy that we are offering them this opportunity are the mother or parents of children with special needs. While these children are taking their therapy with other professionals, these parents, especially mothers, they come in our hub and they can learn how to use computer, or those that have some basic knowledges, they want to improve their skills in other programs, or they need to improve themselves how to better integrate on the labor market or other professional needs. So we are trying to help them to find themselves in their professional path. Parallelly, one of target groups that we are very happy to support are old people. In Albania, all adults that need to have some documents for every need related to public institutions, they need to use an online platform. We call it e-Albania platform, which means that each of us need to have our own account and then go in the platform and submit a requirement, and after it have the documents that they need. Imagine old people or people from vulnerable target groups that some of them they have never seen or have a computer in their home. So we are offering even to these target groups this opportunity for them to learn, but to fulfill their needs on their daily basis. Another target group that we are supporting are teachers. When they bring children in our hubs, they have the opportunity to improve themselves in using this online platform that they need to use on their daily basis, because they need to fill every day information on the students' scores and other plans that they have to do. Another special and I'm very happy that we are having this hub in Berat, because in this city, best part of people that are frequenting our hub are coming from outskirts of the city, from rural areas. On May, we organized some meetings, and especially an advocacy meeting with local stakeholders, especially people that coming from public institutions in the region. And together we started to discuss about what challenges rural people are facing on using the digital services, and especially young people. So they have the opportunity to discuss about challenges, issues, and how can they solve these kind of problems. And in this meeting, we had the pleasure to have one director from one village, director of the school, and she raised the voice for her students and for her staff and said, we do not have such opportunity in our village. So is it possible for YMCA or HP to support us with this? So what we did is that with support of our other friends, we offer them a mini hub, let's say, gave them some laptops, and now young people that used to frequent, they were coming from villages to our hub in Berat. Now they are not only taking these services in their hub, but they are serving as volunteers to other community members. So until now, we have more than 4,000 direct beneficiaries, including all ages and all target groups. Another positive thing that I really want to mention is that through this digital hubs, we make possible to offer qualitative service not only to community members, but in the meantime, we are being approached from other institutions, NGOs, municipalities, that they need these kind of services. Because as if you check online, you see that Balkan countries are among those countries that these digital services are still not in a very good position. So people need this, but we lack somehow the access and the quality of this kind of services. So it's very needed, and we are very thankful to be part of this journey. Thank you very much, and happy STEAM Day.
Thanks, Egla. And you'd think I briefed everybody to say Happy STEAM Day, but everyone's just saying it automatically. And I think that is because people are happy that it is STEAM Day, but that also we are playing such a role in this. In terms of STEAM, in terms of technology. Just a few more shout outs, and we're loving having your comments and your questions in the chat, so please keep that up. Thank you to Claudia from YMCA Germany for your positive message. Thank you very much. It's all done in partnership. Look at what we can do together, the amazing stories from the Balkans, from Moldova. Thank you for joining us from Bangladesh, and you're asking again, when are you coming to Bangladesh? When will we get these things? I hope the message you're hearing from everybody involved here is that it doesn't take too much to get going. It doesn't take too much to kind of step into this world and to learn quickly. But again, we'll come to Kathleen last, and she will maybe share a little bit more. Portugal, welcome. Joao from Portugal, a special shout out from you. Of course, YMCA Portugal, one of the 14 national YMCAs that are doing some wonderful work in STEAM and technology and robotics and all those kind of things. So we're grateful to have you. Hopefully next time you can share a little bit about your work. And a special mention, thank you to those who are tuning in from Ukraine. Absolutely wonderful to have you here. Happy STEAM Day. I know there's a lot going on, but thank you for taking the time to be with us today. We're going to switch a little bit now, and I'm going to invite Marcus from HP to come and share with us a little bit about what the policy and the advocacy part of our HP and YMCA partnership. So Marcus, please introduce yourself, maybe respond to what you've heard so far, and share with us a little bit more. And it's such a pleasure to have you here, so thank you.
Thank you so much for the invitation. It's a pleasure and honor being at this event today. My name is Markus Schwertl. I'm based in Berlin, Germany, and I'm part of our global policy and strategy team in HP, looking after policy from a digital equity and education perspective. So happy STEAM Day from my side as well. And working for HP, the focus on the T within STEAM technology is certainly of high interest for us, that we are happy and eager to support. So T does not stand only for technology. It's also about teamwork, and that's what we have seen with all the great work that that's happening every day in all the wonderful country chapters that you shared with the outstanding examples. And T also stands for trust, because this is something that is really important for us in our work, how we are partnering with organizations like the YMCA worldwide in Europe and specific countries to make sure that we could not do all these great things ourselves. We need partners who we can support and who then make the great things possible for all the beneficiaries that you are reaching through the work that you're doing. So thank you so much for this. The question on policy and advocacy, this is something that usually that's not necessarily in the focus of every NGO, but I think it's a really important part of what should be done as well, because imagine if we could partner up in one or the other case and identify issues where we could work together to help solving an issue, so that an organization can, like the YMCA, can focus on another problem. And there are enough problems out there in all the communities around the world, different ones, of course, but there's so much to do. So therefore, from a policy and advocacy perspective, it would be of interest for us to continue and grow the partnership that we already have, and to look into what else can we do beyond just adding a new project. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with adding a new project, but really moving to an area where we can say, this is where we can move the needle. This is where we made a difference in the society where you operate. So therefore, happy and eager to continue the collaboration. T is not just technology, it's about trust and teamwork. This is what we are in for, and I'm looking forward to all the years to come to continue this partnership. I stop here because there are so many other great people on this call, and I didn't want to steal any of the thunder and fire from the fantastic work that we heard from the country operations. Pleasure and honor to support this, continue supporting this, and back to you, Eddie.
Marcus, thank you. Thank you for those fantastic words. And I think the comments are just saying thank you for the support to you and other things. Thank you as well for reminding us that T, yes, it is for technology, but I think that is also trust in terms of partnerships, in terms of organizations and businesses that have the same values or the same hopes and expectations. And I think what we've heard today, you're not stealing anybody's thunder and fire, or however you described it. In fact, I think you are arming organizations like the YMCA to go into the communities, to empower all different types, young people, children, elders, people who are not connected. So you are arming us with thunder and fire to go into these communities. And just a reminder, and Marcus is absolutely right, because I have a separate chat here. If you're watching and you're not part of the YMCA, or YMCA doesn't have a digital hub, there is no need for you to miss out. All the HP Live courses are available. I think my colleagues Sam and Andy, who are doing a wonderful job, will post this in the comments below. You can log on, you can download the app, and you can do these at your own pace. And there's absolutely no reason. There is literally no barrier to access. So if you're coming in from Bangladesh or other places and wondering, why can't we do this? You can do it, just not at a YMCA hub yet, but watch this space. And I think, Marcus, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. Happy Steam Day to you as well. And I'm going to come now to my global colleague and let her introduce herself. She doesn't need any introductions. But Kathleen from the World YMCA, please come in. We have comments from all over the world, it seems, asking when is this coming. I don't know if you'll have answers for that, but would you like to share with us a little bit more about what is going on in the global partnership and beyond the European borders, and a little bit from yourself about things in general? So Kathleen, over to you and welcome.
Thank you, Edie, and thanks so much to YMCA Europe for the absolutely gorgeous opportunity to participate and contribute to this discussion. A big thanks to all of you for the incredible work that you're doing, and of course to our partner at HP for your trust and for the teamwork, as Marcus has said. And I really feel strongly about the fact that the T is at the heart of everything that we're doing within this partnership with our communities, of course, also with HP, as we, as the YMCA movement, also begin to build out our technical muscle, which doesn't necessarily come in a first stage, I think, naturally to YMCAs. And I say that because YMCAs are at the core about the human. We are about people. We love people. We love being with people. And so many of our programs about embracing the one-to-one. We have learned, of course, since COVID, although COVID is in the past now, that the world is moving increasingly online. And in order for us to serve our communities, to embrace and empower those individuals who we serve, the underserved largely, we also need to get online. We need to build that T muscle, the technology muscle as well, in the work that we do. And a real shout out to HP for your trust, for the partnership in this, because we are also on a steep learning curve as a YMCA. You're helping us, HP, to build the capacity that we need moving forward to better serve the individuals in the communities that we operate in. So thank you for that. And the partnership with HP in Europe and around the world, I think, has given us several very important lessons. One is that we don't have an out-of-box solution. You know, a lot of organizations have got their program in a box that they unpack, whether they're in Europe or in Asia or in Africa, and this is really what they do. But we've learned through this partnership that our goal is really to serve our communities in the best way possible, which means, as Igna said, in Albania, we listen deeply. We first listen deeply to understand the needs that our communities have. And then we develop approaches that serve those needs, whether it's helping migrants or immigrants to access technologies so that they can apply for their government documents, or enable children who don't have access to devices to go online, perhaps initially through drawing and art programs to build that muscle and gain familiarity. Through HP Life, of course, we're able to work with young people and older people, helping them to start their own businesses, helping them to increase the effectiveness of businesses that they operate. And this is all the menu that YMCAs are rolling out as we build our muscle in serving our communities through STEM, through technology. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity to learn. I'm very grateful to and impressed with the diversity of the approaches that the YMCAs are delivering in Europe and elsewhere, and look forward very much to continuing this journey, not just in terms of the one-on-one, but also in expanding the lessons that we're learning to be able to reach broader groups in our communities and also through partnerships. So I think in terms of the next steps, what we are doing now is we're looking inwardly to the lessons from this now second year of the partnership with HP, but also through a few other partnerships that we have where we're working on digital equity and inclusion. Digging deep, asking ourselves the question of how best can we serve, what is it that we can do more of and do more better, of course, as we expand our work in the field. I love the advocacy side as well, and this is new to YMCA's work in this space, because one of the barriers that we have recognized is access, certainly connectivity. One example in Kenya, where about 95% of the country actually has access to broadband, but they're still not able to get online because on one hand, devices are so expensive and even internet costs are so expensive. So how can we, as a community serving organization, together in partnership with groups such as HP and others, advocate for policy changes that will enable greater access to all people to online? And this is so important as we see an increasing number of basic services like education, health, and employment moving online. So we have a responsibility as a nonprofit community serving organization to be our best in this space and to work across the board in serving our communities, but also, I believe, as well in the advocacy arena. So thank you.
Thank you, Kathleen, and thank you on behalf of the YMCA for your leadership and what you're doing at the global level. And it's really nice to know that there's people over in India and people down in South Africa and people across in the US who are all doing similar things, empowering communities, empowering people, upskilling people, getting people prepared for the future of work or work in the future, whichever way you want to say it. That's really important. Just a big shout out back to Japan. Thank you, Japan, for joining us. You are more than welcome. Happy STEAM Day to you. Benjamin, you asked if there's any access in the UK. I strongly suggest you head over to YMCA England and Wales website, check out your local YMCA and see what they have going on down there. But as Marcus said, or said to me in the comments, access doesn't need to be limited to going to a room. Make sure you download that HP app. Make sure you jump on to the YMCA Europe website or World YMCA website. I'll link the YMCA Europe website in the comments, but there's plenty of chances and courses that have been curated for you to upskill yourself from your own sofa and your own mobile device, if you can believe that. Last thank yous to Spain, Ghana, Switzerland. Thank you all for joining us. It really has been exquisite how many people from around the world have joined us today. I think another comment that I'm going to respond to is Portugal, who said that they've been on this journey for 20 years. including robotics, AI, linking to the SDGs with different partnerships. And I think that's really important. If you're sat there today wondering, how does my YMCA even begin to do this? It's a journey. It's not a quick fix. It's not, let's do this and throw up a banner and take some certificates and get a printer. That's not what it is. Integrating these services, this upskilling, this level of service into your existing program is not easy, but it's something that YMCAs, and as you heard, YMCAs around the world, YMCAs in Europe are starting to do. So it is a journey. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to bring Dima, my friend from Moldova, back in, and he has a final thought. And then if you will believe it or not, depending on Dima, we're going to finish on time, which is probably another first for a live webinar. So Dima, please come back on.
Just few seconds. I just want to say an important talk to reconsider and to say thank you again that here in Moldova we distributed more than 5,300 computers, but in fact we didn't distribute computers. We distributed opportunities for young people and for refugees here in Moldova. And we can say, so I am proud of YMCA Moldova. I am proud of every of you, of the people that are connected to our job, that in fact YMCA Moldova boosts education in our country and also in the country that we are working. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dima, for that final thought. And I think that is important. I often refer to the YMCA. I think we are the dealers of hope and opportunities. So wherever there is a community, you will find us in there, upskilling people, working with people, giving aid, whatever it is, you can pretty much imagine that the YMCA does it. So believe it or not, with 5 minutes on the clock, I'm going to say thank you very much for joining us. If you're not watching live, which so many of you are, and thank you for that. But if you are watching the recording of this, please feel free to pause it at any time and go and get a drink. But thank you also for catching up with us. Let's keep the conversation going. Let's keep steaming forward, and let us keep empowering and equipping communities with what they need. And I'm sure what some of us feel very passionately about is skills for life and skills for the future. So on behalf of me and my very esteemed and beautiful panel, thank you so much for joining us today. Links available in the chat. And please visit the World YMCA website, HP website, YMCA Europe website if you want more information. And if not, get on down to your local YMCA. Easy to find. Head to your country and have a look at what's going on down there. But don't just limit yourself to that. See what apps are also available for you to upskill from home. Thank you, everybody, and thank you for the comments in the chat. We're appreciating that. And we will say goodbye. But in the YMCA, we don't say goodbye. We always say see you later. So thank you. Stay beautiful and have a wonderful STEAM day from all of us here at HP, YMCA Europe, and the World YMCA. Thank you and good night.
Yeah.